There's something in relationships that a lot of people just don't get. It's why when a man pulls back and creates distance, the same girl who was indifferent or even cold before suddenly comes running back chasing his attention. The secret is simple, but hardly anyone has the guts to actually try it. Let me start with a basic truth. When a woman knows you're always there for her, always ready to reply, always available, and waiting, she won't take you seriously, because there's nothing rare or special about your presence. You become like the air that's always around, vital and essential, but something she never really thinks about. But the moment you vanish, the moment you go silent and step away, everything shifts. That's when her mind fills with questions. Where did he go? Why isn't he acting like before? Could someone else have entered his life? Does he not care about me anymore? Those questions ignite an engine in her head, making her think about you more than ever. Once a woman's mind gets hooked, her heart follows right behind. But here's where most guys mess up. They think they have to fake this distance. They post stories with other girls, play sad songs, or put on a show. Those games do nothing because women spot the neediness and weakness behind them in a heartbeat. What actually brings her back is real distance, meaning you've genuinely gone off to handle your own life. You've truly gotten busy building yourself up. When she sees you're not at her beck and call every day, every hour, when she realizes your time goes to work, the gym, close friends, or even just your own rest, that's when she finally grasps how much your presence meant to her. Your absence turns into a void no one else can fill. This pulling away isn't just a simple move. It's an unspoken message. A message that says, I value myself and my life. Your being here or not isn't what gives my world meaning. And that message is exactly what drives a woman wild, because deep down she realizes she's dealing with a man who has self-respect, a man who has his own entire world. Now let's dig deeper. Why does a man's distance, contrary to what many think, not make a woman go cold, but can actually fan the flames of attraction even higher? The reason is straightforward. A woman's mind can't stand an empty space. When you're always there, always texting, always reachable, she feels like everything is under her control. But the second your absence hits her brain, starts filling that gap with imagination and doubt. She might convince herself you're just busy with something, but slowly other thoughts creep in. What if someone else has his attention? What if he doesn't think about me like before? What if he loses me? That fear of loss is precisely what pulls her back toward you. Most guys blow it here because they can't hold out. It hasn't even been a day or two before they throw themselves back in. But a man who's truly worked on himself knows this distance is part of his value. Because when a woman sees you have a full, meaningful life without her, that's when she starts respecting you. Remember, women are drawn to men who have their own world. Even if she's in love, even if the relationship matters to her, she still knows this guy has other pillars. Work goals, growth, friends, physical and mental health. That way you're no longer a needy, always available guy. You become a man whose access is worth earning. And the key point, pulling away doesn't mean disappearing completely. You're still there, but not at the same intensity as before. Instead of replying every hour, you let it sit. Instead of devoting every day to her, you spend part of it on yourself. This small shift acts like a shock. It makes her miss you again. It makes her chase your attention. It makes her want to fill her moments with you. Even in more intimate moments, the same rule applies. When you're always predictable, everything becomes routine. But when you create a little space, when you hold back parts of yourself, the desire stays alive. That fire keeps pushing her to get closer each time, because she wants to make sure she still has a place in your world. One thing few people dare to try is silence. Most guys think that when a woman gets cold or ignores them, they have to jump in fast, say something, explain, or throw themselves into the drama to fix it. But the truth is, silence is often stronger than 1,000 explanations. When she throws a jab or deliberately overlooks your attention, you just stay quiet. In that moment, you've sent a powerful message: I'm above these games. That silence makes her mind churn out 100 questions. Why didn't he say anything? Why isn't he mad? Why no explanation? Those questions replay in her head at night and make her think about you even more. Women can tell in a second who's silent out of fear and who's silent out of strength. The difference shows in your body language. A man who stands firm in his silence, keeps eye contact, stays calm in his posture, becomes in her mind unbreakable. That vibe creates security, and security is what a woman craves above all else. When the silence pairs with mystery, your appeal multiplies. Because she can't fully read you. Every time she tries to peel back a layer, she finds something new. That unfinished quality builds desire and keeps the relationship alive. The big mistake guys make is thinking they have to prove something with long texts or endless explanations. But women aren't looking for those. They're looking for the feeling. When your silence conveys, "I know who I am, I don't need to," prove it. That's when she's drawn in, even if she doesn't know why. And interestingly, silence plays a role even in intimate moments. A guy who spills everything with words becomes ordinary fast. But one who shows part of his feelings through a look or a touch without saying it, that's the man who pulls her back again and again because the unknown keeps her chasing. So remember, your silence has to come from power, not weakness. It should be like a solid wall. No matter how hard she pushes to shake it, it stays put. That's when, instead of pulling away, she comes closer. The biggest error people make is thinking their whole life should revolve around one woman. That dependency is what drops your value in her eyes fast, because once she sees you've put everything on the relationship, there's nothing left to discover. But when you have your own path, when you're busy building your future, that's when she realizes how rare your presence is. Women are unconsciously pulled to men who have their own world, a world full of purpose, plans, and growth. When she sees your days packed with energy for work, your nights fueled by drive for learning or progress, when she gets that, you're standing strong and powerful. Even without her, that's when she starts respecting you. That respect slowly turns into attraction. It creates that irresistible contrast. On one hand, she might complain that you're not always available. On the other, your absence makes her think about you more, because she knows your attention isn't handed out freely. Every minute, every second isn't for just anyone. Your focus becomes a prize she has to work for. Even in intimate moments, the same principle holds. A man who gives everything at once gets boring quick. But one who holds back pieces of himself creates a fresh experience every time. That way she never gets enough, because each time she's with you, she uncovers a new layer. And most importantly, when a woman sees you're progressing, when she sees you taking work and life seriously, when she feels you're moving forward on your path without needing anyone, she unconsciously starts comparing you to other guys who have no goals. That's when she realizes 19, you're different. And that difference is what makes her come back even after distance. So remember, the best kind of distance is the kind you fill with your own life. Fill it with growth, effort, motivation. That way, when she returns, she's not just after your attention. She wants to be part of that meaningful world you've built. Now, let's put all the pieces together. Women, when they have constant access to you, when they're sure you're there, whenever they want, unconsciously lose your appeal, because anything abundant never feels valuable. But when you learn to create distance the right way, everything changes. This isn't just a simple game, it carries a deep message. A message that says, I have my own world, I value myself. Your presence or absence doesn't define me. And that message is what shakes a woman to her core, because she realizes she's with a man who's not dependent or needy, he's selective. When you choose silence over endless explanations, when you make yourself scarce instead of chasing nonstop, when you focus on your growth instead of attachment, that's when she can't stay indifferent. Her mind fills with questions, her heart with longing, and slowly she realizes she's lost something no one else can replace. This is the secret that makes women come back after distance. because they're missing you becomes real. Because they finally see the value in your attention, your presence, even your silence. And then it's not just about being seen, they're fighting to win you back. But here's where the real game begins. When she returns, don't hand everything over easily again. This time, make her understand that you're the one who chooses. You're the one deciding if she gets to enter your life or not. That's how respect and attraction stay forever. Remember, a man who knows how to manage distance properly never gets disrespected. On the contrary, he remains an unsolved puzzle in her mind, something she wants to come back to and figure out again and again. Now, my question to you. Has it ever happened that when you created a bit of distance, the person you thought was gone for good came running back? How did that moment feel? A sense of power or doubt?